Hello everyone, I am Sanidhya Maheshwari, pursuing mathematics and computer at IIT Delhi. Currently, I am the BHM Secchi from the Satpura hostel and contesting for the post of BHM General Secchi in the upcoming elections. I have been the BHM rep in my second year and BHM Secchi in my third year. As being an integral part of BHM since the beginning, I have worked in the issues at various levels, which makes me the best candidate for the above post. My contributions to BHM include: we assembled a team of 20 plus members and coordinated with them to develop the official BHM webpage, which has been pending for the last 2 years. I coordinated with the students team to redesign the BHM logo, which you could see behind me. We managed and coordinated the team of 13 BHM representatives to smoothly conduct BHM general meetings and various surveys, etc. I was actively involved in the management and coordination of the stick dinner, which witnessed the attendance of 150 plus professors across 13 hostels. We conducted a milk survey after receiving complaints and prepared a report to ensure milk quality in the future. I also assisted in the assignment of mess staff during clustering of messes. We coordinated with all the BHM members to successfully conduct IGES gender sensitization workshops. I revised and and introduced new sections in the draft version of the BHM manual. There are five major components in the mess bill, which I have segregated into two categories. The first category is the dining charges, which comprises of the food bill and salary expenditure, and the second category is residing charges, which consist of maintenance expenditure, electricity charges, and recreational charges. I propose that both these components should be built separately to bring the much wanted fairness and transparency in the billing system in the following way. When a day scholar gets himself enrolled in a mess, then the amount charged by him is said to be at rupees 200 per day. This is totally unfair because the day scholar never awaits any facility that is provided by the hostels and the dining charges never crosses the 200 mark. By segregating the mess bills into these two components, the day scholars will have to pay only for the dining charges. This can significantly reduce their per day bill by at least 40 rupees. This will further push more day scholar students to enroll themselves in messes and increase the dining days, which will again result in reduction of salary expenditure per person and thus creating a virtuous cycle. This will clearly benefit PG day scholar students a lot. Secondly, hostel residents can opt for non-messing options and will have to pay only for the residing charges in which they are living. Third, students who have subscribed to other messes will only pay the dining charges in the hostel they are dining in and residing charges in the hostel they are residing in. The most beneficiary group will be the Nalanda and IP hostel residents. Another point is UG hostels have a very well equipped infrastructure and basic facilities, but IP, Nalanda and A-type quarters lack even these very basic needs. For example, there are no Wi-Fi facilities in IP2 and A-type quarters and one Ethernet port in each apartment. But PG students living there need institute internet facilities to connect to the internal IIT servers for academic purposes. Second, there is a lack of an RO system and water cooler system in A-type quarters. These things need to be installed as soon as possible. I will procure an adequate amount of unpaid washing machines in IP and Nalanda. To promote the trophy culture in BHM, I will introduce two new trophies that are the Best Hostel Trophy and the Best Mess Trophy. The Best Hostel Trophy will be scored on the basis of official and unofficial events held in the hostel, like socials, Freshers Week, Alumni Connect, Hostel Fest, Holi celebration, Lodi celebration, Dandiya night, etc. This will promote intermingling among students of different years, boost hostel spirit, and enjoy their stay at the IIT. The best mess trophy will be scored on the basis of mess bills, food wastage, and the monthly mess and cleaning feedback forms, which I will elaborate on more in the digitization and automation section of my video SOP. This will encourage healthy competition and a sustainable food menu among messes of different hostels. I will ensure smooth functioning of flexible messing wherein students can subscribe to hostel messes of their choice on a monthly basis. I will also make sure that specific messes are directed to run specific menus during festive months like Ramadan, Navratri so that students can observe and follow their cultures. Segregation of the hostel bill into dining charges and residing charges will play a very crucial role in implementing flexible messing at a full-fledged scale. One of the most imminent issues that will be faced by the students in the near future is the abolishment of subsidy by the government to ensure that the food bill remains as low as possible and there is no high variance in the mess bills. I guarantee you that staff allotment in the hostel does not reach 14 to 16 students per staff and I will keep a check on that personally. To further reduce the food bill, I will conduct training workshops for mess staff to prepare dishes like aloo tikki, gulab jamun, rasgulla, and dhokla, etc. in-house because last year nearly 2 crore rupees were spent on desserts across all the hostels. I will make sure that Maisakis can easily procure space and establish a self kitchen in the hostels where it is not present right now. These kitchens will be accompanied by electrical appliances like refrigerator, mixers, induction stove, and utensils and will run 24 times 7. I will reestablish the practice of recording daily food wastages. I will set aside a part of DDF fund for future emergency use with much more flexibility in the hands of hostel secretaries. I will ensure that the hostel residents with no mess facilities are distributed uniformly over the hostels so that some hostels do not have significantly higher dining days than the others so that there is no much high variance in all the mess bills. I will extend the timings of the visitor room for both girls and boys. The most cumbersome part of being a main seki and main seki is the administrative aspect of it. Like people usually say, "Sarkari kaam hai, time to lagega hi." But to prove this wrong, I envision to streamline the administrative aspect of developing a multi-purpose portal for BHM with the following aspects. First, an online systematic, concise, and pipeline procedure will be developed through which hostel sekis can easily, effortlessly track and get approval of the hostel bills. This will work similarly to our onboarding process, where a proposed bill by houseworking committee will first pass through the caretaker, then warden, then finally to the ADHM office, along with the timestamp, attachments, and remarks. This will bring down the mismanagement in the administration side, and there will not be any hurdle in passing bills, even if the warden goes on leave or is out of station. Secondly, an end-to-end complaint generation and tracking system will be developed, similar to Student General Request Platform on ERP, wherein secretaries can raise issues pertaining to electricity, carpentry, plumbing, fogging request, washing machine, AC repairment, etc. Third, a comprehensive monthly feedback form for the review of the mess and cleaning staff will be filled by the mess committee and maintenance committee to keep in check the lethargic work attitude of the mess staff and cleaning staff. This will also empower the mess and maintenance committee of each hostels. Attendance of each hostel will be maintained. These cumulative feedback forms will be a deciding factor in scoring the Best Mess Award. I will ensure swift and rapid deployment of RFID attendance system into all the messes so that recorded attendance can be used to rectify food wastage per day per meal and cut down the food bill. An event section by the name Life at Hostel will be introduced in the hostel pages of BHM webpage, where a list of official as well as unofficial events, as mentioned earlier, will be displayed. Each event will consist of a date, a description about it, the organizer teams, and a photo gallery of that event, which will be used to score the best hostel trophy. To increase transparency, accountability, and inclusivity in the BHM body, I will make sure that MOMs are shared with all the houseworking committee and displayed on the BHM webpage. 4 BHM general meetings are scheduled every year instead of 2 BHM general meetings. Mess and maintenance sekis to be involved in the decision making and surveys to be taken among them so that the concerns of the student community are properly put forward to the administration regarding any new policy, and appropriate steps will be taken to ensure the interest of the student community. Also, detailed breakup of mess bills and expenditures to be accessible by every student via their Corpus ID on the e-academics portal. I will restructure the responsibilities of BHM reps and sekis to empower the BHM team. First, I will assign the 2 BHM sekis as a point of contact for the mess and maintenance divisions respectively to guide and address the common issues of mess sekis and maintenance sekis. I will ensure BHM reps will update and regularly maintain the BHM webpage and social handles. MOMs are shared among their respective houseworking committee. Feedback forms are regularly filled. Daily food wastage is maintained regularly, and etc.